Dark sides of living in Malaysia. Like many countries in the world, Malaysia is grappling with many challenges, ranging from economic growth to ethnic tensions to geopolitical instability. Additionally, Malaysia is struggling with the need to transition into a greener economy and adapt to technological advancements. In other words, living in Malaysia is not all glitz and glamour. This country has its opposing sides, and that is the focal point of today's video. Therefore, before you make this country your new home, here are the dark sides of living in Malaysia. 7. Paperwork. Let us start with one of the dark sides of living in Malaysia. This country requires extensive documentation for various purposes, including compliance with legal and regulatory requirements, streamlining customs and immigration processes, and protecting national security and economic interests. For instance, when importing or exporting goods, you are required to submit detailed documentation such as commercial invoices, packing lists, and certificates of origin. Though documents play a vital role in confirming the contents of shipments and determining applicable taxes and duties, the process can be stressful because of the rigmarole involved. Similarly, foreign workers' procedures for securing work permits and visas involve submitting multiple documents to the immigration department, from recent passports to approval letters to photocopies of international passports. This process is essential for regulating the entry of foreign nationals and ensuring adherence to established rules. The thoroughness of this documentation process aims to improve the efficiency and oversight of international trade and migration, thereby guaranteeing that all transactions and movements are executed lawfully and transparently. Nonetheless, many people may not be in tune with it and may perceive it in a negative light. 6. Very expensive to own a car. Another dark side of living in Malaysia is that cars are expensive. The government imposes substantial taxes and duties that significantly increase the overall price of cars. For instance, the combination of excise duty and sales tax can double the cost of a vehicle. Furthermore, international car manufacturers are required to collaborate with local companies to manufacture vehicles in Malaysia, ensuring that at least 30% of the components are sourced locally, which can further escalate production expenses. In addition to the car price, the overall cost of car ownership includes numerous expenditures such as financing charges, insurance, road tax, depreciation, fuel, and maintenance, as well as parking and toll fees. For example, the cumulative cost of maintaining a vehicle over 5 years amounts to 7,500 Malaysian ringgit, while the total insurance cost for the same duration is 1,400 Malaysian ringgit. These factors collectively contribute to the high expenses associated with car ownership in Malaysia, rendering it one of the most expensive nations globally. 5. Nepotism. Nepotism continues to be a primary concern in Malaysia, as political leaders frequently appoint relatives to key roles, contradicting their commitments to address corruption and foster merit-based governance. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's appointment of his daughter, Nurul Izzah, as a senior advisor in economics and finance has been met with criticism, and many people have continued to call the Prime Minister out for nepotism. Critics contend that such appointments hinder the reform of the political landscape and foster perceptions of favoritism and misuse of authority. The issue of nepotism is not confined to the current government. The previous Pakatan Harapan coalition, which came to power in 2018 on an anti-corruption mandate, faced accusations of failing to implement substantial reforms and perpetuating nepotistic practices within government-linked entities. Allegations have surfaced regarding preferential treatment for party affiliates in various appointments and board roles. As a show of patriotism, former Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad, who was recognized for his firm opposition to nepotism, even distanced himself from family members due to their political engagements and corruption allegations. Regardless, nepotism persists, which is proof of its deep-rooted nature in Malaysian politics. 4. Mosquitoes. One of the dark sides of living in Malaysia is the prevalence of mosquitoes, which pose a considerable threat primarily due to their ability to transmit diseases such as dengue fever and malaria. The peak season for dengue typically occurs from July to August in West Malaysia and from October to February in East Malaysia. Malaysia is home to approximately 434 species and subspecies of mosquitoes. However, only a select few, including Anopheles, Aedes, Culex, and Mansonia, are of significant medical concern. The Aedes mosquito, prevalent in Malaysia, is particularly notorious for spreading dengue fever and various viral infections. This species breeds in containers, preferring clean water found in artificial receptacles. It is most active during dawn and dusk. To mitigate the risk of mosquito bites, people are advised to apply insect repellents with a minimum of 20% DEET, wear long-sleeved clothing and long pants, and seek refuge in air-conditioned or screened environments. Effective mosquito control in Malaysia can be achieved by eliminating standing water, which serves as breeding grounds, and by utilizing natural predators such as dragonflies and fish. 3. Air pollution. Air pollution remains another dark side of living in Malaysia, with the country being among the most severely impacted in Asia. Haze has been a significant concern for the nation, primarily attributed to agricultural practices such as slash and burn and peat fires originating from Indonesia, exacerbated by wind conditions. Malaysia's air quality is assessed using the Air Pollution Index, API, which includes 4 key pollutants: carbon monoxide, ozone, nitrogen dioxide, and sulfur dioxide. These pollutants are measured in parts per million by volume, ppmv, while PM10 particulate matter is quantified in micrograms per cubic meter, micrograms per cubic meter. The Malaysian government employs health classifications. Should the API exceed 500, a state of emergency is invoked in the affected area, typically resulting in the suspension of non-essential government services and the closure of all ports. Additionally, there may be restrictions on commercial and industrial activities in the region, with the exception of the food sector. As part of its response to this crisis, Malaysia will lead ASEAN in 2025 and commit to slashing carbon emissions by 45%. 2. Cultural differences. Cultural differences are an ongoing issue due to historical policies that have led to societal imbalances. The new economic policy, NEP, has traditionally favored the Malay population, resulting in economic and social inequalities between Malays and non-Malays. This situation has contributed to the formation of segregated communities, each with its own distinct culture, thereby promoting division rather than fostering unity. Malaysia's multi-ethnic composition, which includes Bumiputera, Chinese, Indians, and others, poses challenges in cultivating a unified national identity. Although the country boasts a rich number of religious denominations, encompassing Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, and practitioners of Chinese indigenous faiths, adhering to Islam is mandatory among the ethnic Malay population. This raises important questions about whether Malaysians appreciate the true value of diversity or whether their experiences are enriched through interactions with individuals from various cultural backgrounds. Nevertheless, inter-ethnic marriages are common, and communal cultural practices like open houses and dining together occur regularly. Notwithstanding, cultural differences are casting a dark shadow on the people, as some Malaysians may not establish great friendships with those from different races or cultures. 1. Income inequality. This tops our pick of the dark sides of living in Malaysia. Income inequality in this country has manifested in different patterns over the years. Official statistics reveal that the Gini coefficient, a key indicator of income disparity, has been on a consistent decline since 1970, reaching a historic low of 0.40 in 2014. However, recent data from 2019 suggests a resurgence in income inequality, with the Gini coefficient increasing to 0.407 for gross income and 0.393 for disposable income. The Gini coefficient is calculated based on the distribution of households' gross monthly income, where a value approaching 1 signifies greater income inequality. The Department of Statistics Malaysia, DOSM, generates and disseminates this metric alongside household income data obtained from the Household Income and Expenditure Survey, HIES. Despite these trends, Malaysia has made remarkable efforts in alleviating poverty, and the reduction in income inequality has significantly contributed to this decline. However, it is crucial to recognize that while traditional statistical measures indicate a decrease in income inequality, many Malaysians perceive that inequality persists at high levels and has even widened. This perception underscores the complexities involved in measuring and comprehending income inequality in Malaysia. As the government and society move to confront these challenges, we hope there will be light at the end of the tunnel. As we conclude this video, What are your thoughts about the dark sides of living in Malaysia? Please join the conversation and share your views with us in the comments section. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.